direct on zone 2. So very important not to overstep and to cross your feet over. You cross your feet over, you don't have great leverage. Again, if they do a lot of ducking and those type of things, then that means they're not playing with great pad level. So I don't want them ducking. I want that pad level to be down so they're not ducking. They're going to keep their pads down and make that move. That's a one-gap movement for us. Now we're going to do the same thing. One-gap movement, I'm just putting the bag in front of them there, okay, so that they redirect off of it. That will simulate the zone 2. So we go in phases, do it on air, then bring the bag. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to talk to them about running the trench. When we say run the trench, we want to take the air out of that. So, for instance, if it's zone 2, okay, zone 2, you want to go where the back is going to be, not where he's at. You do that, you're going to get, they're going to, okay, now, you know, this is one of the most important things that you can do. We talk about minimums, and we talk about stance, alignment, assignment, and get off. And in this component right here, all I'm doing is making them race. The guy to the far right and the left, as you're going to look at it on the screen right here, he's probably got the best one, all right? If the guy brings his hands out of his stance and just shoots him, it's going to cause him to false step. So really right there, I just want them to run like they're going to run a sprint. Okay, again, when I want to work on the hands actually firing into an object, we're going to use the sled. So this is a different drill now. See, you'll see the guy right there, 97. That's not what I'm looking for. I don't want him to do that. I want the guy on the right. We're talking about, this is, you know, this is what I call get off sprint right here. So I let them understand that, yeah, I want your hands to come out of your stance. So important that your hands and feet are going, but I want those violent hands coming off the ball. Maximize your get off. It's important that they don't overstep. That when they get, they replace the down hand kind of, and then those feet should get right back in the ground. 54, that's not what I'm looking for, man. 93, that's not what I'm looking for. 84s, that's a pretty good job. 18's not bad. Now, same thing in the shoot. When we drop that thing low, we're going to be as low as we can. Violent hands coming out of that. Same deal. Get the hand violence going. And again, keeping him in that shoot, and he does the same thing over and over again. That's not what I'm looking for. I don't want him to do that. Watch him false step. So he's pulling, he's never going to get his second step in the ground right now. Not for that particular drill. Now, in this phase right here, this is just another part of practice that we work on these things. This is just working on hands. We're going to grab the wrist. This is our Kung Fu section here. All right, everybody graduates with we give them a training in the art of chaos dojo thing. And all we're doing is just catching wrists here. Catching wrists, all right? Simulating the offensive lineman trying to shoot his hands into you, we're just going to catch that guy's wrist. And now, obviously, we're not going to use a ball on this drill right here. We're going to do, this is a more two-point thing and just partner-assisted drills. I'm always promoting hand speed and hand violence. That is so important to be a successful D lineman at the college level, at the high school level, at the NFL level, at the Pee Wee level, at the coffee level. If you go in the coffee shop, you got to have great hands when you're going through the coffee shop so you can get your sugar in your coffee a little bit faster. Now, here, what we call this sparring here, okay? So basically we go cut, saw, replace, cut, saw, replace. Okay, so you want to make sure that when he's cutting, okay, as he's cutting, you cut away from your body and you make sure that the hand hits the wrist. And then what you want to do with your sawing action, the other part of it, is you want to hit that elbow so that you pin him when he resets his hands. The guy in the middle right there, I don't know how good you guys can see this right now, but the guy in the middle is doing a great job, 92. Keep those hands going, look at him. pumping the hands and doing it, pumping the hands and doing it. Do the activity that the way it will be simulated in the game. Now we're doing some weave action now. Now we're going underneath, weaving, and rotating to the outside shoulder. We replace that hand so that we can drill the thing. Obviously, you're not going to put that hand on the shoulder in a game situation, but to maximize that, we continuously work the activity. Now, we go into our tight bag series here, okay? Tight bags, pumping the feet and hands. I'm gonna put those bags pretty tight. I mean, it's gonna be about 6 inches apart, maybe even tighter. I want them to pick their hands up, pick their feet up and move their hands. That's a pretty good rep right here. Only thing I don't like that he does right here, he gets little dead feet right there. But if you do this right, if you're moving your hands and your feet properly, you'll never trip over the bag. And I always end on the finish there. And we'll talk about rush finish in a little bit. I don't care if they hop or if they get their feet, pitter-pattered on the ground. It's basically the whole objective is to have them work their hands and work their hands and move their feet at the same time. That's not really a good rep right there. Any of your kids you're showing this tape, make sure they don't see that rep. He got to get a little bit better. This guy's pretty good. Pretty good. Boom, pick it up, turn, and rush finish. Everything we do is rush finish to the quarterback. Probably a little bit lower on the finish, he could be there. Not a bad rep. More difficult than it looks, but once they get it down, it's pretty smooth. That's a true freshman right here. He's got a lot of athleticism, but he got no control of his body. We just got to work on that. And that's a big boy right there. That's a 300-pounder getting through those bags right there. Hands and feet, hands and feet, hands and feet. Now we're going to widen them out a little bit. Now I'm going to work on flipping hips. So important to the pass rush game that you flip your hips. If you're vertical, you just stay up the field. On the finish of that rush, you got to be able to flip your hips in order to get to the quarterback. You got to be able to flip your hips to get an edge on a guy. And again, in between, we're going to always work our hands. He's probably hopping a little bit too much there. There we go. Good. Open up. Good. Open up those hips. Not good enough. Got to open them up right better there. Good. Now, again, this is something I'm not going to do 100 miles an hour. More the activity is that I'm trying to emphasize opening up the hips. And again, never, ever having dead hands. Open them up. Open them up. Open them up. Open them up. The thing I don't like that he did right there is he stopped his feet. You can't stop your feet. You got to transition from the flipping of your hips to getting back in position to get back to the quarterback. And if you stop your feet, the play's going to be over. That's not bad right there for a freshman. He's getting it down. Those older guys, this is in our summer camp here, so those older guys had some time in the spring to perfect some of this stuff. But you got to just see progress. And what we do is we show the kids these tapes. And I coach it up off of there. It's just not a lip service that we just said we just filled the segment in practice just to do it. We want to make sure, all right, that I'm showing it to them so I can coach them up and refine their technique. Now we're gonna go here. Now we're just gonna go swat rip. Okay? I give him the command and swat rip and then clear the hips. Overemphasize bringing that hip. Now that's just when you just beat somebody vertically and you don't really have to turn the corner. You beat them to set point. Now you're just flipping those, ripping those hips by. Clear the hips. Again, it doesn't have to be a race. Some of these guys are going way too fast and they're missing the first objective of that drill, which is to do a swat. This is good right here. Swat, overemphasize it. Pull the hips through. If that hip is behind the bag, it's not good enough. Watch this. See, his hip's behind the bag. That's not where I want it. I want him to clear and pull that hip through. Pull it through. There you go. Pull it through. Pull it through. Good. Boom. Boom. Don't stop those feet. Quick hands. Same deal. Don't let the hands die. Don't let the hands die. Don't let the hands die. Too much of a wind up there. That's not what we're looking for. Too much of a wind up on the other guy. Now that's pretty good. Except he still should pull it. We got to get him to pull his hips through. Now again, in our pass rush section, we're doing the same thing. Same thing here. Now, instead of having the bags and a line, now I put them in a square. Okay. And I'm going to tell them all outside moves here. So they're going to flip their hips and they're going to go all outside moves. Kind of change it up for them so the drills don't get monotonous. But right there, I'm going to tell them to give an inside hesitation. So it's an in and out move. It's like a 3 technique or a 2-way go on the guard, okay? Give them an in and out move and then finish inside like that, okay? Same thing, coming off the ball. All outside moves, all outside moves. Just making them do it in a short area as opposed to a long linear line. He's got to probably open up his hips a little bit better on that bag right there. And now this is what'll happen here. Right there, we give him that in and out move. Now he's the defensive end and give him that in and out move, okay? What we talk to the guys about is the dead leg, okay? Promoting the dead leg on the offensive lineman. Just giving him a little stick where he puts his leg in the ground to brace himself for the bull rush, and then we work outside of him. Now again, I like how John Elk's coming off the ball here. Again, most of the time we would do this with a ball, but I don't, this is kind of an activity drill here, so I'm not real concerned with it. Most everything we're gonna do is with a ball, but right here in this case, I'm just gonna let them do this here. And I got my manager there, big sweat. It's like 20 degrees out, my man sweating. So, bang, same thing there. Comes off, inside out move, finish. Hands, good hands coming off the ball there. Good hands. Finishes the first quick swat, bang, inside out move, give him an inside out, finish. Run the hoop there. Good, get back inside. On that one, finish. We'll go to another thing right here. Now, okay, this is one of my favorite drills right here. I call this rush finish. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna give him a bag in front of him. So you're gonna give him an inside move. He starts with the inside move, then I'm gonna make him get outside, okay? And then when we do this here, we're gonna, what we call that rush finish right there. So after we clear the hip of the offensive lineman, we're gonna force ourselves to lean inside back after the quarterback, okay? Because the quarterback's gonna step up. He's not gonna just stand in the pocket and let you take a shot on him, okay? Rush finish. A little bit better, gotta be a little bit better on the, one of the things right there, when his feet start chopping too much, he didn't clear it. He's trying to work too hard to get around it. It should be done by clearing it, and either opening up your hips or ripping by it. Now we put a trash can up there. So force him to open up his hips right there, right off the trash can. Back now in close quarters, got to make a decision in close quarters. Close quarters, got to make a move in close quarters. There, get back outside. Same deal here with him. Force him right there. Force him to open up the hips on the snap of the ball. Beat him off the jump right there. Flip those hips. Now get him back in close quarters. Bang, make a move. Come back outside, rush finish. Close quarters, bang, outside, rush finish. And he made a lot of plays this year, swatting the ball, knocking the ball out, instead of just going for the sack. This guy I got to work on because he struggles. He's got a little shoulder problem there too, but he struggles with that right there. Not real fluent in his hips. Good inside out move. Again, initially off the jump, he's gonna open up his hips on the trash can and come out of there. So we give him a close open up your hips on the trash can, close quarters action when you're real close up on the bag, and then a flip outside to a rush finish. And I'll change these up every day. You know, sometimes we'll put the hand pads on. Sometimes we'll just make them go in and out real fast. Sometimes I'll put the bags real tight. The whole idea is that you got to work your hands and feet in order to get to the quarterback. You're never going to just make a sack just going straight. If you do, you're very, very lucky. Shouldn't even count it in the stat book.